The small town of Black Hollow was known for its eerie silence. Nestled deep in the heart of a sprawling forest, the town had an unsettling reputation. No birds sang in the trees, and no crickets chirped at night. The townsfolk said the forest swallowed sounds, and sometimes it swallowed people. Among the town's residents was Emily Carter, a young woman who had just inherited her late grandmother's decrepit mansion at the edge of the woods. Emily had fond memories of summers spent in the house as a child, but something about returning as an adult felt different. The house, with its crooked walls and peeling wallpaper, seemed to watch her as she unpacked her belongings. One night, as Emily prepared for bed, she heard it, a soft whisper, like someone murmuring just beyond her door. She froze, her breath catching in her throat. "Who's there?" she called out, her voice trembling. The whispers stopped. Silence fell, heavy and suffocating. Emily convinced herself it was just her imagination. After all, the house was old. Maybe it was the wind slipping through the cracks. But the whispers returned the next night, and the night after that. They grew louder, clearer, until Emily could make out words. "Help us. Don't trust them. They're coming." The voices seemed to echo from the walls themselves, seeping from the very foundation of the house. Desperate for answers, Emily began searching through her grandmother's belongings. In the attic, she discovered a dusty trunk filled with old journals, each page filled with cryptic notes about the shadows. "The shadows speak to me," one entry read. "They promise protection, but at what cost? They want more. They always want more." As Emily delved deeper into the journals, she learned that her grandmother had been part of a secret society that dabbled in ancient rituals. They had summoned something from the forest, something that wasn't meant to exist in the human world. That night, the whispers turned into screams. Emily woke to find her bedroom bathed in an unnatural darkness, darker than the night outside. Shadows writhed along the walls, moving with a life of their own. One by one, they coalesced into a humanoid figure with glowing, hollow eyes. "Leave," it hissed. "This is our home now." Terrified, Emily fled the house, but the whispers followed her. In the days that followed, she began to see the shadows everywhere, in the corners of her room, beneath her bed, and even in the reflection of her bathroom mirror. She tried to leave Black Hollow, but every road out of town seemed to lead her back to the mansion. Desperate, she returned to the attic and found one final journal entry, scrawled in her grandmother's shaky handwriting. "The only way to end it is to give them what they want." Emily didn't know what they wanted, but she had no choice. That night she lit candles throughout the house and recited the incantations she found in the journals. The shadows gathered around her, their forms flickering and merging into an overwhelming darkness. "What do you want?" Emily demanded, her voice trembling. The shadows didn't answer with words. Instead, they reached for her. The townsfolk of Black Hollow found the mansion empty the next morning. Emily was gone, and the house stood silent once more. But now, the whispers had spread beyond the mansion. The forest was alive with their voices, and the people of Black Hollow began to disappear, one by one. And every time someone vanished, the shadows grew darker, hungrier, and louder.